Thank you, Patricia. And thank you all for participating today in Clauger's webinar. We'll be covering the key tenets to critical hygienic airflow systems, the design of air handling equipment, and how it relates to ensuring your product safety and ensuring food quality. So really quick, the agenda, we'll introduce ourselves and then set the context and answer the question, why is airflow management important? After that, we'll enter directly into the three key tenets, and that will be the filtration levels and cleanliness needs, fresh air and pressurization, and airflow cascades. Following that, we'll do a conclusion and a short Q&A. So to introduce myself, my name is Kacey Hebert. As Patricia said, I'm the Director of Product Management and Market Development for Clauger North America. I work mainly with our air treatment services and development of our equipment. Edith Patissier is Clauger's in-house food safety and air treatment expert. She helps to develop and implement various air treatment systems for our clients globally, and she currently sits on the board of directors for EHED in France. So a little bit about our company. Clauger was founded in 1971. It's a family-owned business based in Lyon, France. We have over 1,600 employees with 15 international subsidiaries. Our teams serve over 3,000 clients in over 90 countries, including the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Clauger serves many markets and industries, but principally agro-food, also pharmaceutical, industrial processing, and more. Our core expertise is in industrial refrigeration and air treatment. And our air treatment expertise, which we'll be discussing today, has been developed over the past 50 years and has been tweaked in response to clients' needs for food safety and in regards to ensuring product quality, the shelf life, and their customer satisfaction. So today we'll be using these past experiences to help you understand existing opportunities or pain points in your food manufacturing facilities and ways to help improve your air management systems and ensure product safety. So to understand this, we need to answer the question of why airflow management is necessary in food facilities. In recent years, different safety regulations and guidelines, such as the Food Safety Modernization Act, have helped to drastically shift food safety culture. The shift has been one from reactivity to proactivity, and this means that processors, such as yourself, are trying to preemptively avoid airborne or human contamination. So one main aspect of this prevention and this prevention culture is through hygienic equipment design and proper airflow implementation. So when you properly implement these aspects, you help to ensure that your audits and general regulatory guidelines are met, whether that be for SQF, IFS, or Canada GAP. Poor airflow management can result in significant costs for food processors. However, the risk does go beyond pure financial losses. Some of the results of airborne contamination can be pathogen growth, such as bacteria, yeast, or mold, visual and taste quality issues, reduction of shelf life, material losses, and sanitary recalls. So to illustrate the significance of contamination impacts, food recalls can cost companies an average of over $10 million per incident per the Food Marketing Institute.
So there is different type of microorganism can be found in food plants, and there are different way to develop. They can proliferate, spreading, or form biofilm on the surface. So it's really important to not forget the air units and the air equipment in your room, because they can become a source or vector of contamination. So we will see the 5 foundations for proper air treatment in order to ensure proper functioning of your equipment and control air contaminant risk. The first foundation is the equipment design. It's important to have an equipment could be washing and to avoid stagnant water. The second foundation is the level of air filtration. It exists different level of filtration, and you have to have a level of filtration in coherence with the sensitivity of your area. The airflow towards the exterior in order to avoid entry of contamination in your food plants. The most important foundation for proper air treatment is the airflow cascade. You have to avoid mixed air between your different sensitive zones. And the last foundation is to maintain the equipment in order to have the good condition to manufacture your food products, such as the temperature and the humidity, and also to optimize the energy consumption. So we will develop the three key tenets. The first tenet is the proper filtration. The second tenet is overpressurize your food plants toward the exteriors. And the third tenet is airflow cascade. So first tenet, filtration level and cleanliness needs. There is different type of particle in the air. There is the inorganic particle and there is the organic particle. The organic particle could be plant spore, bacteria, or viruses, which could contaminate your product. They have different size, and there are 3 stages of filtration: MERV 1 to 8 for the biggest particle, and MERV 17 to 19 for the smallest. And this kind of final filtration permitted to eliminate 99.9% of potential bacteria and viruses. Here you have the requirement for air handling system in the food plant. It defines 3 different zones, and you have to have the right level of filtration for each zone. So the zone B, like basic hygiene, is, for example, the area of warehouse, storage, or packaged products. The minimum filtration requirement is MERV 1 to 8. And there is no needs about temperature control or humidity control. The zone M is the zone where you have to protect the interior of food processing equipment from the contamination when they are exposed to the room atmosphere. It requires 2 stages of filtration, MERV 1 to 8 and MERV 9 to 14. You have to control the temperature of the room, because the more often is the processing room, so the product is sensitive. The last and the highest sensitive zone is zone H. Here you need to have 3 filter stages, especially the filter MERV 17 to 19 depends on what your product You have to control the temperature and the humidity, and also it's recommended to control the positive air movement from higher to lower zone in order to avoid mixed of air between each zone. So you can have the right level of filtration in each zone, but it's really important to ensure that the filters are installed correctly, because if they are not, you can have air bypass and contaminant from the exterior in your room. It's also important to maintain regularly this filter, because you can manage your energy consumption because of the pressure.
So one of Clauger's solutions that we've developed to ensure proper filtration while also trying to optimize energy is our eco-filters. So these proprietary filters create a 2-stage filtration system in one. And this results in several different types of savings. Energy reduction, energy use is reduced. The maintenance and material costs are also generate savings. So how these filters are mounted in stainless steel universal frames with an option for a frameless model that uses clamping rods. So to kind of illustrate these filters and the benefits of them, in one case, our engineers wanted to optimize the filtration costs for a client with a 15,000 CFM air handling unit. This unit was designed with 7 MERV 8 pre-filters and 7 MERV 14 filters. for 14 filters total. Our objective was to reduce the overall number of filters without losing performance or sacrificing the level of air quality. To ensure this, we made sure to measure and validate that the 7 eco filters, which combine the MERV 8 and MERV 14 filters into one, that there was no performance loss. After we validated that, our preliminary study had shown potential of 12.5% in savings, but after we implemented it, we were able to actually generate 24% of savings. So these savings, this percentage was 1,300 euros annually of energy cost, filter replacement, maintenance cost, and waste cost. So next, we're going to discuss the importance of fresh air supply and pressurization in your facility with Tenet 2, and we're going to explain why it's critical to ensure that there's a constant airflow towards the exterior of your plant.
So here you have different air treatment equipment, and the main equipment to ensure the pressurization in your plant is the air handling unit. It permits to have It permits to have the good temperature, the good humidity, and the good level of filtration in your process room, and also to have the air exchange per hour needed. So when you are in the production mode, this air handling unit takes outdoor air, and we also put recirculating air in order to optimize the energy consumption. When you are in the washing mode, we add an exhaust air in order to evacuate the humidity and the steam, and the air handling units only have the outdoor air. So it is important to have air handling units with a good design, because it's often located outside of the production in the roof or high up. So the material used has to be non-absorbent and resistant to the chemicals for the washing. You have to have a good draining system in order to avoid stagnant water, which could be a source of contamination. You have to have a good filtration levels, and generally the system is designed to stop the dispersion of bioaerosol and prevent formation of biofilm, which are to clean when they are in the air handling units.
So one unit that kind of puts into play all these different design aspects that you should pay attention to in order to ensure hygiene is the Clauger's Eco-CTA. It's a critical process air handling unit that was designed with hygiene and food safety in mind. The circular unit is 100% fully welded in food-grade plastic. The circular casing ensures no stagnant water or pooling, which, as Edith said earlier, can result in contamination or bacteria growth that then goes into your facility. It uses the eco-filter system that I was discussing earlier that ensures proper filtration and energy optimization. The unit's energy efficiency is further guaranteed thanks to the VFDs and the EC motors, as well as the optional adiabatic module, which can also result in water savings. The material that are used to construct the unit are durable and long-lasting. They are all compatible and can be washed down with standard cleaning chemicals that are used in the food industry. The plastic material can also provide a suitable option for retrofit projects, and it's about 1/3 of the weight of standard units on the market, thanks to the polypropylene plastic. This reduces the overall structural and reinforcement costs. As you can see, there's an outer casing as well for the units that need to be placed on the roof, so they're insulated and ensure that they're functioning properly. So next, we'll discuss Tenet 3, which goes over the importance of airflow cascades in your facility and why it's critical to ensure facility-wide cascades that are also coherent with your process flows.
So the importance of airflow cascade is to avoid the movement of contaminant from dirty areas such as washing room to clean and to the sensitive areas like processing room. So you can see on the left the map with the different sensitive zone. and you have to have the airflow from the most sensitive zone until the less sensitive zones. So here there is an example for how we do when we implementing airflow cascade for an entire facility. The overpressurization is on the most sensitive room, such as processing here, and the decompression is in the less sensitive room, such as the washroom. This in order to avoid you have a spread of dirty air in your company. This airflow cascade also permits to have a thermal balancing between the room and to keep the good temperature and the good humidity in each room. So there is different tools existing to control the airflow cascade for entire facilities. The first tool is the pressure control. We have a value in Pascal, and the tools is the manometer. And this manometer have an accuracy of 2 or 3 Pascal, so it's perfect for the static area such as a pharmaceutical industry. But if you put this in the food facility, you can have 2 or 3 Pascal, but it's energy, a lot of consumption of energy because you have door always open and you have product between each room. So recommended to controlling the direction of flow for food facility with a smoke pencil, or we also can use a velocity sensor, and then you can register the velocity of the air between 2 different areas.
So one system that can help you monitor and optimize your airflow cascades throughout your facility is the e-streaming. E-streaming is a Clauger's proprietary system that was developed as the first real-time monitoring, corrective, and trending tool for continuous airflow management. E-streaming received the E-Hedge Prize for Hygienic Equipment Design in 2018, as well as the bronze medal at Alina in 2019. So how does it work? The e-streaming uses velocity sensors to detect not only the direction of the airflow, but also the pressurization needs for the dynamic areas that Edith was speaking about. The airflows with these velocity sensors can be detected from a minimum speed of 0.05 meters per second. So this precise reading allows the air handling units to be ramped up or down based on the processing mode or the actual needs. So this system can not only ensure food safety, but it also can result in significant energy savings. To illustrate this, the system and its efficacy, with one client, we implemented the system and they had 3 existing air handling units, and we detected from the overall system that we could actually turn off 2 complete air handling units to just use 1 for the proper pressurization and cascade through the facility. So this resulted in a lot of reduced operating costs and capital expenses that they thought that they needed. E-streaming adheres and satisfies certain requirements for different food safety audits, such as IFS or SQF. Can also be integrated into HACCP, provides support for the clean label, performs continuous airflow audits versus the occasional smoke audits, which we spoke about earlier. It can identify air contamination risk in real time, but it can also calculate risk levels of future air risk with indicators such as the number of reversals or reversal times. So it's a great tool for both energy savings and food safety. Clauger's ePortal takes the e-streaming system one step further by analyzing the data that's trending in the system. So our experts use the data that's fed into the system to identify improvements and help you optimize your facility throughout its lifetime. It also sends you alerts if there's an inversion or a significant issue that it's detected in any of your high critical areas. To conclude, the three tenets to ensure food safety are ensuring the correct filtration levels based on the hygienic zone and the product sensitivity in that zone, creating a plant that's overpressurized compared to the exterior using air handling units that are hygienically designed, and finally implementing airflow cascades that are monitored and flow in coherence with the food process and the stage.
So here in this case study show how to correct the airflow. We realize an audit in a cheese processing facility, and as you can see on the left, the airflow was wrong. You can see the red arrow from the exterior to the plants through the shipping, the receiving, the milk receiving, and the maintenance. So there is potential contaminant from the exterior comes in the plant. You also can see that the airflow cascade is naturally is not managing the high sensitivity zone like yogurt fill, yogurt pack, or yogurt production of airflow from the medium sensitive zone. So after this audit, we recommended to put air handling unit to have the overpressure toward the exterior, and you can see on the right scheme that you have the green arrow from the shipping, from the milk receiving, from the maintenance. And we also put the e-streaming, the velocity sensor, in order to control the airflow cascade and managing and monitoring between the two different sensitive zones. So to have a good airflow and a good air treatment in the company, you need to have the overpressure toward the exterior. You need to have the airflow cascade managing the right level of filtration for each room, and also the filter have to be correctly installed. And then your product have sanitary security for the air treatment.